the quietest killers of male vitality, stealing away erections and energy with every bite. I am Dr. Mohit Kara, a urologist who has spent over 30 years helping men restore their health, their confidence, and their intimacy. I have treated thousands of soft men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. And I can tell you with certainty, the difference between decline and renewal often comes down to the small choices we make every day, especially what we eat. Here is the paradox most men never hear. Not all fruits are safe. While some protect your circulation and boost testosterone, others do the exact opposite, raising estrogen, spiking blood sugar, and suffocating nitric oxide, the very molecule that powers firm erections. What you thought was helping your health may, in fact, be robbing you of it. That is why in this video I am going to reveal the truth. 4 fruits you should never touch after 60. Because they quietly sabotage your hormones, and 4 fruits you must eat instead, because they restore blood flow, awaken energy, and bring back bedroom confidence naturally. And stay with me until the very end, because the last fruit I will share has helped men reverse years of decline in just weeks, giving them back the strength, vitality, and manhood they thought was gone forever. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future health advice, designed specifically for men over 60. And if this topic speaks to you, type 1 in the comments to let me know. If it doesn't, type 0 so I can create content that serves you better. Now let's get straight into the first part. If you're over 60, these 4 fruits may seem harmless, even healthy, but they're silently draining your testosterone, spiking your blood sugar, and weakening your circulation. Let's uncover the truth about the fruits you should never eat again. 1. Grapes. Grapes, the hidden testosterone trap. The hidden testosterone trap. When most men think of grapes, they picture a symbol of good health. They're small, juicy, and convenient. You can toss a handful into a bowl, pour yourself a glass of grape juice, or a glass of red wine and feel like you're making a healthy choice. But here's the truth I've learned. Off the decades of working with older men, for many men over 60, grapes are quietly sabotaging their strength, their drive, and their ability to perform. Let me explain why. Grapes are one of the most pesticide-heavy fruits grown in America. Unless you are specifically organic grapes, you are likely consuming a cocktail of chemicals every time you eat them. These aren't just any chemicals. Many of them are classified as xenoestrogens, synthetic compounds that mimic estrogen once inside your body. Now, think about that for a moment. As men, especially as we age, we're already fighting an uphill battle to keep testosterone strong. And here you have a fruit that appears harmless on the surface, but in reality, it is flooding your system with fake estrogen that competes directly with your natural testosterone. Over time, that competition is devastating. Testosterone begins to drop, energy slips away, belly fat starts to appear, the prostate becomes swollen, erections that were once firm and dependable slowly weaken. I have seen this firsthand in my clinic. A patient of mine named Alan, age 67, was eating grapes every single day. He believed he was protecting his heart, but he could not understand why his drive was fading and why his mornings were no longer the same. When I carefully reviewed his diet, the culprit was hiding in plain sight. We removed grapes, replaced them with testosterone-supportive fruits, and within just a few weeks, Alan noticed a difference. His energy returned. His mornings grew firmer. And the confidence he thought was gone began to come back. This is not to say that grapes are evil. It's not that simple. But for aging men, even small disruptions in hormones have large consequences. What may not harm a man in his 30s can have a major impact on a man in his 60s or 70s. That is why I tell my patients to minimize or eliminate grapes unless they are certified organic and eaten sparingly, and grape juice. That's even worse. It's a concentrated bomb of sugar and pesticide residue that sends your bloodsugar soaring while hammering testosterone further into decline. You see, the body of a 60-year-old man is far less forgiving. Every small hormonal shift matters. Every bit of circulation counts. And the food statins felt safe can now be the very foods robbing you of strength, intimacy, and vitality. That is the hidden trap off grapes. They look innocent. They taste sweet. But behind the sweetness lies a slow erosion of the very hormones that define manhood. And if you think grapes are the only fruit hiding this kind of danger, you'll want to pay close attention to what's next. Because the fruit I'm about to reveal is one that many seniors reach for every single morning. It sits neatly packaged, looks cheerful and convenient, and yet it is doing even more silent damage than grapes ever could. This so-called easy breakfast option is destroying blood flow, crushing testosterone, and leaving countless men wondering why their energy and intimacy have disappeared. 2 canned fruit cocktails? The senior canned fruit cocktails, the senior sweet trap. I can't tell you how many times I've walked into a patient's home, opened their refrigerator, and found stacks of those neat little fruit cups sitting on the shelf. They look so harmless, even comforting. The labels say things like no sugar added or packed in light syrup. And for many men over 60, they've become part of the daily routine. A quick snack, something easy to chew, something to take with morning medication. It feels innocent. But after 30 years of treating men's health, I can tell you this. Those little cups are quietly robbing you of your strength and your manhood. Here's why. The fruit inside those containers is not the same as the fruit that grows on a tree or a vine. It has been peeled, softened, bleached, and preserved to survive months inside a can. What's left is fruit stripped off and swimming in liquid sugar. Even the versions labeled in natural juice are loaded with concentrated fruit sugar that spikes your bloodstream as soon as you eat it. And that sugar spike does more harm than most men realize. When insulin surges, testosterone drops. When arteries are inflamed by sugar, blood flow weakens. And when blood flow weakens, erections fade. I think about Raymond, a 72-year-old man who came to see me feeling exhausted and frustrated. He had been eating fruit cocktails almost every morning for more than a decade. He thought it was a healthy habit, something light and easy to digest. But he couldn't figure out why he felt so tired, why his mind felt foggy, and why his intimate life had disappeared. When I examined his diet, it was clear that Daily Cup was a sugar trap. We removed the canned fruit and replaced it with fresh, low-sugar fruits that actually support male hormones. Slowly but surely his energy returned. His clarity improved and intimacy, which thought was gone forever, began to find its way back. It's heartbreaking to see how marketing has convinced so many older men that these fruit cups are safe. They are not. They are convenient, yes, but convenience comes at a cost. Every spoonful of syrup-soaked fruit is sending your blood sugar soaring and your testosterone sinking. Even the so-called no-sugar-added cups are misleading. The fruit inside has already been processed and stripped of its natural defenses. What you're really eating is a chemical-laden snack that looks cheerful, but acts like poison to the aging male body. The truth is, your body after 60 simply cannot handle those sudden sugar spikes. They don't just rob you of energy in the moment. They slowly chip away at your circulation, your hormones, and your vitality. And what's most dangerous is how quiet the damage is. You don't feel it happening day by day, but over years you wake up weaker, heavier, and less alive. That's the trap. It's silent, it's sweet, and it's deadly to the things that matter most to you as a man. And yet, if you thought canned fruit cups were the biggest surprise, just wait until you hear about the next fruit. It's fresh, it's popular, and it's sitting on kitchen counters all across America. Promoted as healthy, eaten every day without question, this fruit doesn't come in a can, it comes with a peel. But for older men, it may be killing drive, flattening emotions, and quietly draining away the very spark that makes life worth living. Bananas. The sleepy sugar stick 3. Bananas. The sleepy sugar stick. Bananas are one of the first fruits we learned to eat as children. And for most of our lives, they carry this reputation of being the ultimate healthy snack. They're soft, they're portable, they're inexpensive, and they show up in every grocery store across America. For many older men, grabbing a banana in the morning has become almost automatic, a habit passed down through decades of routine. But here's the truth. I've seen time and time again in my clinic. While bananas may seem innocent, for men over 60, they can slowly drain energy, dull emotions, and weaken intimacy in ways you would never expect. Let's look closer. Bananas are loaded with simple sugars, especially when they're ripe and sweet the way most people like them. Those sugars hit your bloodstream quickly, spiking insulin almost immediately. And here's what most men don't realize. Every time insulin spikes, testosterone takes a hit. Over time, repeated spikes from daily bananas can push you toward insulin resistance, belly fat, and a sluggish metabolism, all of which make erections softer and harder to maintain. But sugar isn't the only problem. Bananas also have an impact on brain chemistry. They contain tryptophan, which boosts serotonin production. Now, serotonin in the right balance is important. It calms the mind and helps regulate